Brian Hayes, Doug, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles, McLennan. Little arbitration later in the hour. Ray Ferraro coming up here in just a moment. A few games in the NHL tonight. The Leafs with another win last night. That's 5 wins in a row. Sitting atop the division, tied in points atop the conference with Washington, who plays Vancouver tonight. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff for the Leafs.
Did you ever think in a million years that Washington would be the team that they were battling with? I thought 2 years ago, Carbery's first year, by the way, this guy deserves all the flowers. Like, stud coach. This guy, like, and we talked about coaches fired. I'm getting off track here. Coaches being fired yesterday, Hayes. Like, GM's got to look at their current coaches and say, if Carbery can get that bunch of guys going, how come you can't get these guys? Because it's not like it's a star-studded lineup in Wash. But he gets them playing every night. They probably play them in Minnesota probably play the best team games in the league.
Yeah, they look. I mean, they're very complete. You know what's interesting is Washington has a lot of these like look behind the scenes stuff. So you've seen Carbery's like chats with the team. They always release it on social media. It's pretty good. It looks like they've got a pretty tight group. But it comes back to some players that contribute. All of a sudden, PLD looks like he wants to play hockey. You know, like Dubois has been a guy. Like Ovi's been in and out with a broken leg, but, you know, he is a driver. Tom Wilson's had a great year.
Yeah,
like
Chikrin's been outstanding for them.
Chikrin's been a nice add.
Sandin's been very good. Yeah. Rasmus Sandin has played really well for them. Really well.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they're a great story. You know, they really are. And listen, Columbus winning last night. Columbus is in a wild card spot. That's the best story going. It just that market never gets attention.
A break.
You know, it never catches a break. It never gets the attention. It always feels like once they have players who are ready to pop, they either get injured or they leave.
Look at that, the Jackets in the second wild card.
Yes, and you look at it, their goaltending has been horrendous this year statistically.
Right.
And they're scoring a ton of goals. Werenski's been outstanding, and they've got those 2 Russian kids. That Marchenko kid's been unreal for them.
Yeah.
And they just keep putting up big numbers.
Well, good for them, because if any team deserves to get in on any given year, it's just them.
Exactly.
That's where I was going to go.
Great story.
They had such a tragedy that galvanized that group, really. That's pretty much it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from seeing Sean Monahan, who signed there to be with his best friend, Johnny Gaudreau. And then what happened to Johnny. Like, it just, to me, they've had such a tough go. And it is a great story. I think what they're doing is they've found a way to galvanize as a group. And you're right, some key contributions from some players where you know, that Marchenko can score, though. He's like a Cy Young, though. I feel like he gets 34 goals and 8 assists. You know,
right.
Like but he can shoot the puck a ton.
Yeah.
And you know, you saw how hurt they were. I don't know if that's the right wording. When Laine took a shot at them, like they were pissed. They were chasing them around that night against Montreal. Like, and I think they shut them down that night. I feel like Marty kind of pulled them that night. Like,
well, and that's it. I mean, and that bundled portion of the Eastern Conference, you know, with Ottawa in there, Montreal, Detroit now, New York. If they ever want to wake up, the Rangers lost again last night, and.
What the hell do the Rangers do?
I don't know what they're waiting
now. It's
for,
out,
guys.
and now who knows with some of these rumors on Twitter sites. But now it's out that they offered Zibanejad for JT Miller. So now Zibanejad's probably got to be the next one where he's like, "Oh, really? Like, do I really want to play for the Rangers now? Like, can you not do that without getting that leaked? Or maybe they wanted it leaked. Who knows? You'd have to think when that stuff does get leaked, they want it leaked.
That's what's curious, because that has been the way they've operated this year, is that they wanted the world to know that Kreider and Trouba were available. And, you know, I think basically that's the way Drury operates, which is surprising because generally the Rangers, I've always thought of them as, you know, somewhat tight-lipped and kind of difficult to get to. And,
you felt like Jim Dolan. If you felt like you said something, Jim Dolan would just fire you.
Right, exactly.
He's a very erratic guy, it seems like. Again, you hear stories. But the fact that he hasn't done anything major is also very, you know, questioning for me, because he's more like a Jerry Jones reaction type of guy. Fire everybody, bring in guys. He hasn't fired the GM. He hasn't fired the coach. They've had Trouba and Kako. Those are the two moves they made.
Those are their 2 plays.
I don't know.
They picked up that Kaliev off waivers. Like, they're picking up guys off waivers.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where the Rangers are right now. Here's Ray Ferraro joining us here on the Maple Toyota Hotline. You're a Rangers alumni, Ray. Do you have any idea what's going on down there or what?
Yeah, my tenure in New York was was quite significant. I I lasted 65 games.
Nice.
So, does that still make you an alumni? Or?
Absolutely. You're
Okay.
in.
Well, then, I am.
I played 4, Ray. I got 4 games. I consider myself an alumni. I think I played 4 games for them. So
Noodles, they got to throw a banner up for us. All of us that played under 1 year, just get us on one banner.
exactly.
It really is an odd thing. The Rangers.
It's a mess, Ray.
Yeah, like I did the game there Saturday, and there's a great line. I forget the coach that said it, and it was about that their fourth line had a really good game, and he said like our fourth line was our best line. Good for them, bad for us. And so, like the Rangers played that game, and like we didn't talk about, because they didn't have anything to do with the game. Like Panarin. Had a really quiet game, and he's a terrific player. Lafreniere scored the other night, but he didn't touch the puck that night. Trocheck had a really difficult game. Zibanejad scored once. Fox had a couple assists, but like the big guys, they've taken such a step back from where they were last year. I think they were shell shocked, like a little bit. They seem exhausted, and all three of us have played on losing teams. It's exhausting to lose all the time. And it's like, you spring a leak somewhere, you try to plug it, and then a leak springs somewhere else. Like you can go through that roster up and down, and there is very few guys that you would say, oh, they've had a really good year to this point. And to that fourth line thing, like Will Cooley's had a really good year. Hedl, when he's healthy, has been really good. Yeah, that's fine, but they need Miller, they need Fox, they need Panarin and Zibanejad and Kreider. Kreider's got, I think, 1 assist this year. Like, how the hell do you play half a year and have 1 assist?
That's all he's got? No.
Oh, he might have 2, but he doesn't have more than 2.
That seems impossible, yet probably explains the
Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin to Los Angeles Kings, possible deal with Toronto Maple Leafs. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmons, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmons' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. Stay tuned for updates to see if these trades come to fruition and how they might shape the future of Toronto and Los Angeles this season. In an interesting twist in the NHL trade market, new rumors are emerging about Chris Versteeg and Francois Beauchemin potentially being traded to the Los Angeles Kings. Sources indicate that the Kings, who have been one of the most active teams in recent weeks, are evaluating the possibility of bolstering their defense with Beauchemin, while Versteeg, who brings strong offensive capabilities, could be a key piece in a larger trade. This move becomes even more intriguing considering the Kings' surplus of offensive pieces available for trade, exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs are looking for to strengthen their roster. It's speculated that with Versteeg included in the deal, the Leafs could be targeting a possible addition like Wayne Simmons, along with a mid-range draft pick. This move makes sense given Simmons' struggles this season, as he has yet to find his top form on the ice. To add more drama to the trade talk, there are even whispers that veteran defenseman Tomas Kaberle could be included, opening the door for a potential pursuit of Brayden Schenn. If completed, this move could have a significant impact on reshaping the Leafs lines and adding more depth to the team. The Kings' situation is complex, as they are in the midst of a transitional period. Their aging roster, which includes a core group that led them to several successful playoff campaigns in the past, has seen some struggles in recent seasons. While there's a clear need for defensive help, Los Angeles may also want to improve their offensive consistency in order to make a deep playoff push. The combination of Boschemann's defensive reliability and Versteeg's offensive upside could help the Kings balance their lineup. From the Leafs' perspective, this potential deal is about retooling for the future. The team is in a position to compete, but they also need to solidify certain areas on the ice. Adding a player like Wayne Simmonds could provide the grit and scoring touch that the team has been missing. Furthermore, acquiring a mid-range draft pick could help with future team-building efforts, as Toronto looks to remain competitive while still developing young talent. The inclusion of Kaberle in the trade package could be a strategic move for both teams. The veteran defenseman, who has been with the Leafs for a long time, has seen his role diminished in recent seasons. However, his experience and offensive abilities could be a valuable asset for Los Angeles, who could use a steady presence on the blue line to help their younger players develop. The talk surrounding Brayden Schenn's potential involvement in the deal adds an intriguing layer to the negotiations. Schenn, a versatile forward, has shown flashes of brilliance but has been inconsistent at times. If the Leafs are able to land him, it could be a great opportunity for both the player and the team to find success together. Schenn's physicality, two-way game, and leadership could be exactly what the Leafs need to bolster their forward group. While the trade market can be volatile and unpredictable, these rumors suggest that both the Kings and Leafs are preparing for significant changes. For Toronto, this could mark the beginning of a new era, with a focus on adding more experience and depth. For Los Angeles, the trade could be a chance to retool and address some of the weaknesses in their lineup, while still competing for a playoff spot this season. Of course, as with any trade rumors, it's important to remember that these discussions are fluid and can evolve quickly. There are many moving parts in these types of negotiations, and both teams will likely have to weigh their options carefully before making any final decisions. It's also possible that other teams could enter the fray, further complicating the situation. In the coming days, fans of both teams will be watching closely to see if any concrete moves are made. The NHL trade deadline is fast approaching, and teams are scrambling to position themselves for a successful postseason. Whether this rumored deal materializes or not, the possibility of a major trade between the Leafs and Kings will certainly keep fans on edge as the season continues to unfold. The trade talks involving Versteeg, Boschemann, and potentially Simmonds or Schenn highlight the delicate balance that NHL teams must strike between immediate success and long-term growth. Both the Leafs and Kings are trying to find that balance, and this rumored